I'm a sucker for a good vampire book, or just if it's a book that's about vampires, I'll probably read it. If you like vampire books too, I would love to tell you about the newest and latest one that I read, and it is So Thirsty by Rachel Harrison. Rachel Harrison is quickly becoming a must read author. And honestly, this is only my second book I've read by her, but two out of two, I loved both. The one prior that I read was Such Sharp Teeth, which was about werewolves. So, werewolves and vampires. For me, can't go wrong there. All right, so thirsty. So it follows the story of main character Sloane, and it is her birthday coming up. She's turning 36. Her husband has got her this present to go and stay at this like fancy schmancy getaway. That's like this cute little cottage in the woods, and it's the cottage at the waterfront, which is in Auburn. And it's all super fancy, and she's going to meet up with one of her best friends, Naomi, who they haven't seen each other in quite some time because Naomi's been out on tour with her boyfriend because her boyfriend's in this band Data Avenue, and she kind of does like all the PR for him and like handles the band and kind of runs that. She's always busy and doesn't always get to see her, and they've kind of like drifted further and further apart over the years, so this will be a nice way for them to catch up. However, Sloane doesn't like surprises, and she doesn't really like always, leaving her house or her comfortable routine at home. And so she's not the happiest, but she also is kind of, wants to see her friend. But she's also suspicious because her husband has cheated on her 2 times. And she's like, is this really a present, or is he just sending me away so he could cheat on me again? Once a cheater, always a cheater, girl. Mm-hmm. So she goes to this cottage in the woods at this ritzy place and meets up with her friend. And it's really good to see each other. They talk and they catch up, and but they both seem like they're having like serious relationship issues. Sloane doesn't really want to talk about hers. Like she doesn't want to voice her suspicions, even though like Naomi's supposedly her best friend. But like I said, they hadn't really, they've kind of lost touch a little bit over the years. So she's kind of keeping a lot of this to herself. So the first night they're there, they end up going out to the bar. They go to the bar, and then while they're there, Naomi like ends up talking to this guy half the night. His name's like Ely, and he looks like a pirate from Pirates of the Caribbean. She kind of like abandons Sloane for a part of the night, and Sloane starts thinking about all these other times that Naomi's done that because Naomi's like a fireball and super extroverted and all of that stuff, and she's kind of like abandoned her in the past for guys and whatnot. So she has like abandonment issues a little bit. They end up going home at the end of the night and not with that dude. She did, however, give him her phone number. So Sloane's birthday will be the next day. So it wasn't quite her birthday yet. So they go home and they go to bed. They had a little bit to drink and whatnot. And Sloane, she wakes up in the middle of the night and she like looks at her window, and it seems like there's like this weird maybe shadow figure at her window. Here's the thing though, she's on the second floor. So she can't, oh, she must be seeing things. She just woke up. Weird. She looks back, okay, there's nothing. But then I think it's like in the morning, she sees what looks like maybe a handprint on the window. She's like, how is that even possible? And she also has a vague recollection of when she was at the bar. It seemed like someone was sitting in the shadows observing her. Okay, so that happened. So, day of her birthday, or her birthday eve, or I think it's the day of her birthday, Naomi's like, okay, I have a surprise for you. No questioning. You're just going to come with me. We're going to go. We're going to do this thing, and it's going to be super fun. I need to get you outside of your comfort zone. I'm doing this for you. Da 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 da. She doesn't want to go, but she's like, okay. She's like, what am I supposed to wear? So she has like, Naomi dresses her up and all her stuff. And like, Naomi's like super fashionista. She's been out on the road with this band. So she wears like really cool stuff. She has like a Penny Lane jacket from, Penny Lane from the movie Almost Famous, if you've ever seen that. It's like, I think it was like a fuzzy, is it furry and orange? I don't remember. It's been a while since I've seen that movie. Something like that. Anyway, so she dresses pretty wild. So she dresses Sloane for this occasion. And then as they're waiting outside, who should pull up in this fancy car but the guy from the bar, Ely, that she was talking to the other night, that Naomi, her friend, was. And she's like, immediately she wants to turn around. And she's like, are you serious? She's like, yeah, you really did this for me. No, you did this for you. So you can have sex with some guy. But despite her misgivings, there's supposed to be a party. They're going to go to a party, and she gets in the car, and they go to this party. They get to this fancy house. It's not too far away. It's still in the town where they're staying, where these fancy cottages are. They walk in, and there's candles everywhere. There's no windows to be seen, and very beautiful people that are kind of just like lounging about everywhere. And a lot of them seem to be from all over the world with different accents. And it almost seems like it might be some sort of a weird sex party. And so Sloan is like, oh my God, get me out of here. I hate it. And then we get into a whirlwind of crazy stuff happening and vampires. And I love this author. I really do. It was such an addictive read. I read it in 2 days. And I want to read everything this author writes now. I need to go and get The Return. I want to read that one. And anything else. I don't know how many books she has out currently, but I want to look them up. But yeah, super addictive read if you like horror romance. I refer to it as homance. Maybe people don't like it to be called homance, but I haven't thought of a good collaborative name. Horrance, rom horror. Homance just sounds the cheekiest to me, so I'm sticking with it. I absolutely love horror romance, and I'm not a big romance reader. I always say that, but apparently maybe I would be if I actually read romance. It's a fun read. It's vampires. It's sultry and dark and seductive. I don't know if I'd call it a unique vampire story, but it definitely has like a few twists and turns from your typical vampire story, and I really liked it quite a bit. I thought that certain parts built in anxiety, which was good. Certain parts were super like, I don't know, sensual and sexual, and other parts were just, I don't know, fun. It was a fun read. I really liked it. The characters are great. And also the themes in it too about, self-doubt and being stuck in situations that you should probably have left a long time ago that are just kind of draining all of your energy of who you are out of you, and you just stay stuck in a rut when you should be, letting your light shine and be creative and be who you're meant to be. And don't let other people kind of like shut down that light, which can so often happen in people's lives. So yeah, glowing review. If you like Rachel Harrison, if you like horror romance, run, skip, jump, go get this book. So thirsty. Oh yeah, and if you like vampires, you need to read this book. I don't make the rules. Also, if you're a fan of vampire books, the next video coming up will be about another vampire book. So stick around, check it out. And if you enjoyed hanging out today, hit that subscribe button, come back, see me again, and we'll talk about more bookish things and weird stuff.